What's up, everyone? I am Jamie with Three Little Goats Homestead, and today we are in my office because it is cold outside. So today we are going to hang out in my office because it's nice and warm in here, and we're going to make some cold processed soap. So I used to do a ton of cold processed soaps on our channel. I have a whole playlist if you want to go and check that out. I even have a soaping how-to beginner's guide if you want to check that out as well. I will link it down below. But today we are going to go back to our roots and do some cold processed soap. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so let's make some cold processed soap. I haven't done this in a hot minute. The wind is blowing, so if you hear weird scraping noises, it's the trees hitting my metal roof. So when I do cold process, I try to stay around 90 degrees for my soaping. I still have a little bit of shea butter that hasn't melted down, but I'm not too concerned. So our oils are at 87, and our lye water solution is about 90, which is perfect. And then for our colors today, I am using electric blue mica, but I'm doing some with some titanium dioxide and some just straight. And then for our fragrance, we're using Winter Kiss fragrance oil from Rustic Essentials. I actually get this from Wholesale Supplies Plus. This does have almost 2% vanilla in it, so I'm going to be using a vanilla color stabilizer as well because I don't want it to darken up too much. So for this guy, I still have to add in, I have my kaolin clay, my goat milk powder, and my beer powder in here. So I'm going to give all of this in here. And I'm going to give this a quick blend to get all that shea butter melted down and get my powders incorporated. It's so weird because I've been doing so much hot process soap lately that I'm afraid to do cold process, and I've been doing like double and triple batch sizes. So for me, for this is like, did I make enough? Is this going to be enough for my mold? Hopefully it is. I think I calculated it out right. I mean, I know the recipe is good. I just don't know if I made a big enough recipe. We shall see. So I'm going to give my blender a quick burp, and I'm going to add in my lye water solution, and we're going to mix this until it just comes to a very light trace. I don't want it to thicken up because we are going to be doing a swirl. Happy with that. If you guys are like an old school subscriber, you know I used to do a lot of cold process soap making, especially when we lived in Washington, because I didn't have any animals and had nothing else to do. So I made a lot of soap. So it's nice to get back to the cold process. I feel like I just have a little bit more creative license with cold process. You can just do a little bit more with it, which is nice. But when you have as much stuff going on as I do, hot process sometimes is just the easier route to go. Alright, so I want most of this to be the light blue, and then I want a good portion of dark blue, and I'm going to leave a part of it actually natural. So I'm going to add in my mica. And I might get into this one. And I'm going to give this a mix with my hand mix. Where's it at? This in by hand because I'm going to stick blend the fragrance oil in. Alright. These are looking a little green. I'm going to add some more fragrance or color into it. I don't want like a dark blue. I just want some light hues. And this is still very, very liquid, which I'm fine with because, like I said, I'm going to have to stick blend this a little bit more. I have my fragrance and my vanilla color stabilizer in here. And we're going to stick blend this until everything is just a little bit thicker. Hopefully this fragrance plays nicely. I'm going to, I think I'm going to add in a little bit of navy blue to this as well, because it's just not quite where I want it to be. And so I'm going to have to kind of play quickly with this. I don't want it to thicken up too much. There we go. I like that a lot better. It's looking a lot less green. Let's give this one last spritz. Clean this off. Oh, that smells so good. With hot process, I can kind of just throw it all in the crock pot while I'm working on other things and not have to be quite as hands-on. I'm just going to do an in the pot swirl with this. Alright, just going to, I don't want to mix it up too much because I don't want it to get muddy too badly. We've got our mold. We're going to just pour it in. Alright, I did make enough, so that's a plus. Alright, spoon the rest of this in. Yeah, I have quite a few holiday markets coming up, so I figured I would probably start making some holiday soaps. By the time this comes out, I'm sure a couple of the markets will already have been done with. But for me, I still have a few weeks, which is nice. I'm actually kind of thinking ahead for once, which I very rarely do, especially when it comes to soap making. Alright. And then I'm going to just use, of course I have to make a big old mess, so let's give this a little jiggle. My molds are getting a little old, so they like to not quite sit flush against the wall of the mold anymore. The silicone doesn't. So when I tap it, it wants to fall in on itself. So I gotta make sure I push it back up against the wall. And I'm just gonna take some of this dark blue that I have left. I'm just going to give it a little swirl. So I'm just going to clean this up and I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours and I'll bring you guys back when it's ready to cut. Alright y'all, so it is officially soap cutting day. The corners were still a little soft, but that's fine. And I did get a little bit of a crack, so we probably do have a partial gel in here, which is fine. I can fix that, no big deal. So let's cut her open and see what we got. Alright, middle. That is what we got. I think it looks pretty neat. And it smells so good. But surprisingly, even though it did crack on the top, we don't have a partial gel, so even better. So I figured I needed to get this cut because I've got to go and pick some beets. Because I'm a little bit behind in my gardening for the fall. I need to get my garlic in, which means I need to get my beets pulled out. So I'm going to put these guys on the curing rack and they will be ready in time for Christmas. All right, y'all. So if you liked that video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It really does help. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you want to see more soap making videos, let me know down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.